Hi everyone, Journey here, and welcome to my channel. So we're going to take a look at THG again. So this is Thetan Arena's token. And remember the last time when we made the first video was that THG was still adhering to the support, but unfortunately it was starting to form a descending triangle. So descending triangles tend to be bearish structures because the highs are getting lower and you keep testing and testing and testing support. So it was still holding structure for a while, but unfortunately, because now you have a break in structure, we now have technical targets to the downside that we have to adhere to. So there are two triangles, right? As mentioned before. So you have this small triangle, descending triangle, within a larger descending triangle right here. This is why we have two technical targets. And the height of this triangle is overlaid here to where the support structure break. So our next technical target which will be around $5.52. But we also have a larger technical target for this larger descending triangle, which is around 389. By the way, I apologize if the price targets for these are different from the last video I made. This is because I had to redraw the charts here. So sometimes the price changes, depends on how much I am good at aligning the respective targets. But nonetheless, we have a two-step down here. It's important to note, though, that just because you have a technical target, it does not always mean that it's going to get there. But having technical targets to the downside based on structures has an increased probability of achieving it. Most of the time, but not always. So this is why in my last video I mentioned the $5.52 is a realistic play, but the 389 is a bit too low for my liking. We may not get there on the second one, but hey, this is crypto, right? I may be wrong. We have seen higher, or we have seen falls that have been worse than an $11 or $10 to a 389 price move. So we'll see. Another thing to note is, remember, as I mentioned before, this is normal because remember we had a run up from $2 to $3 all the way to $10 plus. And this was a 5-wave Elliott wave structure, and unfortunately after a 5-wave structure, what do you have? You have an ABC correction. So right now, we're currently seeing it now where you have an A wave here, a B wave, which resulted in lower highs, and now we're experiencing a C wave. As I mentioned before, C waves are very hard to predict because, like what I mentioned before, you either stay within this structure or you break down even further. In this case, unfortunately, our C wave is currently tracking at around here. Is this the bottom now? Who knows? But I think another structure that I want you guys to take note of is the recent price action that started in the beginning of November is forming a broadening descending wedge. So a broadening descending wedge is typically a bullish pattern, but only if you break out of the upper trend line that is currently ranging right here. Otherwise, if price keeps going through this channel, we will continue to experience a downward motion. It's up and down, but we will continue to experience downward price action until we see a clean break from this trend line. This is how we know that we're ready to move on. So we know where we are. If you're somebody who's looking to buy THG or looking for buying opportunities, not financial advice, but what do you look out for then? One thing that I know that you should never ever do is trying to time the bottom. Trying to time the bottom is very difficult, if not near impossible. You will never ever be able to do that. Instead, if you're looking for a buying opportunity, a potential play here is wait until the descending wedge starts to break out of the trend line. Because what tends to happen is, let me just delete this for now. Because once the breakout happens, what typically results after is you will have a breakout, but it will back test it as support. So you will start to support this trend line, for example. So start to maybe even fall a little bit further before continuation. These are where the buying opportunities may exist because you are out of this trend, you have broken out, you have back tested it as support before continuation. So if you're looking for a way to get in, not financial advice again, but wait for this configuration to play out. Then you can make your decision from there. And that's it. Uh, Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Also, let me know what you think. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.